Hello, everybody. Monique here from Breakthrough T1D, and I'm so excited that my first guest back for season 7, oh my God, absolutely insane, of Breakthrough T1D Play is Snomancr. Hey, friend, how are ya?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic.
We were chatting before off stream, and I know you shared this actually in last year's fundraiser that you were expecting a baby. And so now
Yes,
baby is a thing.
that's the thing.
So we were chatting offline that it's almost been a year, which is actually kind of crazy since you announced that and like did all of that, which was so much fun, by the way, incorporating that into your stream. I'm sure chat loved it. So now you're here and you're awake.
Mostly, mostly, mostly. Between work and baby, I get a little
Yeah.
sleep here and there. So
I bet
I'm
your
trying
whole
to.
life is just like flipped upside down, like all the things that you used to do. You just,
Oh my
everything's
gosh,
changed.
I had no idea how much of an adaptation it was actually going to be.
Yeah. How would you know
Fun,
until
worth
you do
it.
it, though? It's like everybody has their own routines, their own everything. It doesn't matter what everyone else tells you, you know?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it was so much fun putting the stream together
That
last
was
year for
fun.
the announcement. I almost even let it slip before that stream in May.
No,
And I about dropped the baby bomb in one of my earlier streams, and my wife's like, shh. And I'm
don't
like,
do it. Oops.
don't hit me.
Hey, it happens. You're so
So it
excited.
came close. It came close. But it was so much fun putting it together, though.
Oh, so much fun. You had a really great year of fundraising too last season. It was pretty incredible. But chat, you know what we're here for. We're here for T1D Tuesday. So to kind of keep things going, and in case you don't know, I would love for Snowmancer to kind of share his connection to type 1 diabetes. Do you mind sharing with chat?
Yeah, so I've been type 1 diabetic since I was 16 years old. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm 38 now, so a few years, at least a couple.
You're
Um,
38.
I'm
You
38.
look
I'm
so much
old.
younger.
I know. Well,
Good for you.
during the fundraiser last year, that was so good. Like one of my milestones was to shave my face. I shaved my face. I looked like I was 17. My wife's like, "No, no, never again.
Aging
No,
like a fine
all or
wine.
none, all or none."
Oh,
But
man.
I've been type 1 diabetic since I was 16 and no idea how I got diabetes, not in either side of my family, at least medical history wise, didn't know. And it was funny how I got diagnosed. Like I was getting skinny or tired, all the signs and symptoms, like what was going on? Me in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm just a teenager, whatever.
Right.
And then deathly afraid of needles, which I quickly got over shortly thereafter, but deathly afraid of needles. And I was like, no, 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 I'm not doing it. Checking my blood sugar. Because one of my mom's friends was diabetic. And she's like, oh, that's kind of sounds like diabetes. Check the blood sugar. And I'm like, no, I'm not pricking my finger, not pricking my finger. Well, during that little tantrum or fit or whatever, when I was 16 years old, I slammed the Lancet device on the ground. The needle popped out and stabbed myself right in the finger. It launched from the device and hit my finger. Like,
Ow!
yeah, sure enough, that's how I got. That's how I figured out I was diabetic.
Oh
So
my
that was fun
God. So already traumatic from like the jump.
from day one.
Oh my God. Because it wasn't hard enough already.
Oh, exactly, exactly.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think it was like I remember the number. It was my sugar was 486 that day. It was
Oh
high.
boy. So what happened
Yeah.
next after that?
Uh, naturally went to the doctor. They did
Yeah.
an A1C. It was
Mhm.
15.2.
Oh my gosh.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Did
And
you
it
have to
was
stay in
just
the hospital for a while or?
luckily no. I didn't have
Okay,
any
good.
issues with DKA or anything like that.
Yeah.
Luckily, somehow I escaped all that.
Oh.
But yeah, it was lots of doctor's visits and lots of quick adaptation and education moments. So
Ooh, right when you're 16 too. There isn't anything going on at all. 16.
no, none whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Oh man. So that's 22 years of
Oh my
being a
gosh, yes, it
T1D?
was. It was.
That
Yep.
what I mean, it's like that your T1D could almost rent a car, you know,
I know.
in the US at least.
Exactly. Oh,
Um,
it could rent a U-Haul. You can do that
oh,
at
that's
18.
true. You can. It's also
Yeah.
so bizarre to me. It doesn't make any sense. We could go on so many things that don't make sense.
Rabbit
um,
holes everywhere.
yeah. So can you? I also too, for my knowledge, because when you came around, it was you were hosting a charity stream, and I was like, oh my God, like you're new, like trying to get to know you a little bit, but I'm not sure how like you found out about us and Breakthrough T1D. So I'd love for you to share if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, growing up, always in scouts, always doing different kinds of things. Many different companies that I've worked for, I always participate with a lot of volunteer events and things, looking for ways to
Mm,
kind of plug in. And when I started streaming, and it's like, well, being type 1 diabetic, Breakthrough T1D, formerly the artist formerly known as JDRF,
nice.
uh, was near and dear to my heart. I was kind of watching Facebook posts and feeds, and I'm like, you know what?
Oh,
I want to try to as I build a stream platform,
yeah,
continue to kind of plug in. Maybe this is the best way I could plug in. I kind of wanted to get plugged in there, and I saw that JDRF actually had a Twitch channel, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And so I just from there, I just kept digging in and just kind of diving in and doing some reading, research, and seeing like how involved is JDRF at the time, and like. I see that they had a stream team set up as well. It's like, oh, cool. So then I started just kind of following through all the links and the paths,
yeah.
looking through the website, seeing how I can get plugged in that way. And that's when I decided to reach out. It took me, I was actually debating it. I was like, I don't know. I'm so new to streaming. I'm like, I don't know if
Oh,
they'll respond or
sure.
anything. And I'm like, what the heck? I went ahead and submitted and put in the application and wanted to and joined in. And I was super excited when I got that acceptance. So I was really thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always love we don't get a lot of applications if it's like I have not promoted it. So it was fun to see yours come through. So, and now we're here. Now we're
Yes.
here. Can you explain the history behind your username, Snomancr? Because I still do not know.
So, Snomancr is an evolution of my original like gamer tag, which is
Mm.
Snowman, Snoman. I got that nickname
Oh,
when I was in high school. Growing up, I don't get cold very easily. Like there's oftentimes I'll go out snowboarding or I'll go outside. Like if I'm in Florida, so apparently we get 36 inches of snow every year here. But I lived here all my life. But when I go visit family and stuff like that out of state, up north during the winter time, like I'd often be outside like shorts, t-shirt in the snow. It'd be like 9 degrees outside, and I'm just walking around like it's no big deal.
right. That's the
I
Midwest way too, by the way. You wear
oh yeah.
shorts. Yeah. You wear shorts in
Yeah.
freezing weather. That's pretty normal here.
Yeah, I know I'm not the only one that does that. It's like it just takes me a lot for me to get cold, but that's how I got the initial nickname Snowman. And then when I actually started working, my first job is at Publix. If anybody is
Ooh, puff.
well now pub oh my gosh, pub subs are the best. If nobody has experienced a life-changing event like a pub sub, please do. It's well worth it. Anyway, I digress. Um, But I take breaks in the freezer and stuff like that because I get overheated, I get hot, and so that's how the name originally came to be. So
Sure.
it's like, of course, getting younger, getting into online gaming, multiplayer gaming a whole lot more as it developed out. Because again, this is like early 2000s. It was just kind of starting to be a thing. I developed the multiple different nicknames, multiple different screen names, usernames, and then I was like, you know what? I settled on Snowman. And then I decided to spell it differently. That would be a little bit unique. So I went Snoman. And Snowmancer is an evolution of that because Snowman, Snoman, was taken once. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why not? I'll just do CR versus CER or whatever. I just
Yeah.
want to keep it a little bit on that unique side of the fence of things.
I like it. No, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if you did you reply in the Discord for the one question this week about
For this one question,
your go-to snack for a low?
ooh, I did not.
So you can tell us now.
Ooh, I can. My go-to snack for low are pineapple chunks.
Pineapple chunks?
Yeah,
Like candied or just pineapple?
just pineapple.
Wow. You're
Love
the
pineapple.
first person to ever say that ever to me.
Excellent.
Yeah. Somebody else said peanut butter, and that was like the first person who said peanut butter to me.
Hmm. I like peanut butter, but not as a correction. It's too
Yeah.
slow acting.
Mm.
I'll do saltine crackers again, going back to crackers.
Yeah.
Saltines or Ritz crackers with peanut butter
Yeah.
after I do a corrective. That way, because that protein, that
Oh,
fat in there, helps
that's
like
a good point.
maintain the sugar. Because like pineapple is good. It's instant sugar. It's quick sugar, but it also burn out of the system pretty quick too. So you need to have that protein after to keep it sustained.
Right. So are we talking little pieces or bigger slices? Like how big of pieces are we talking?
Um,
Like, are you
oh,
a circle? What do they come in like the round some like, what kinda guy are you just popping open a whole pineapple and slicing that thing down the center? What do you and then, like, eating it like what are you doing?
It, if I had the time to just gorge on it like I would like a
Yeah.
turkey leg, then like at the
Baby.
Renaissance Fair, I would. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of time it's just like the chunks,
The
only like
chunks.
yay bit. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned how you had kinda seen on, like, social media basically, right, about then JDRF. So you had
Mhm.
not interacted previously in your type 1 diabetes journey with JDRF at any point?
No, not so much. I just from just mainly from the research standpoint and just kind of watching the research that had been happening. But I
That
know several years ago, like I saw there was the gene therapy. I think it's VX880 or whatever it
yeah, good
was. I forget
memory.
exactly what it was.
Mhm.
I remember seeing an initial post about it years ago, and then it went silent for years. And then it just
Yeah,
recently, over the last 2 years, started popping back up again, along with
because the
all these
results
other
started coming
therapies and
through.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So many different things started coming along, but I just watched the JDRF just from a research standpoint of like where's the evolution of the of treatment plans and cures going.
I love that.
So just mainly from an outside looking in perspective has been my primary interaction with the JDRF Breakthrough T1D
I think
in the
we're
past.
that's, like, exactly what we hope for. If you're not reaching out for, like, resources or support, like, we're so much about research, we've made a lot of progress. So, it's super exciting that you've also seen that and you've recognized how JDRF was a part of the research puzzle without me having to pay you to say so.
Correct. Yeah.
So, thinking about, I mean, you're 16 years old. Did anybody else in your family have type 1? Like, how did this come across your family?
No, it was completely out of the blue,
Right.
unexpected. It was just oddities at the time, and it's kind
Yeah.
of funny too because when I had my first interaction with my then at the time primary care physician,
Mm,
um, I went in there and was talking to them about it, and like I don't get sick. Like I very rarely get sick unless it's something like crazy, like
yeah.
really bad strain of strep throat or something,
And you're young.
and and one of the I had at that time I actually kept a journal. It was one of the only points in time I ever actually had a little journal log. To this date I don't have it anymore. Um,
Interesting. Yeah.
it was, but I was writing down some observations because I had a really bad strain of strep throat one time, and it's like okay, put me down. But then a week or two later, I noticed that I was just observing that like I wasn't doing insulin, didn't do anything, but my sugar kept going low, and all I did was a daily insulin, the Lantus at the time, I believe. Yeah,
Mm,
and my sugar kept going low, and I'd be eating things like spaghetti, meatballs, pizza, ice cream, chocolate, all these other things
yeah.
for about 3, 4 days afterwards. It would stayed continuing that way. Like I was having to drink like sodas and stuff to keep my sugar goes
Wow.
up, and like syrup, all that stuff. And it was really weird. I wrote it down and then just was like, I was trying to do some research online, and this was probably, I want to say like 2014, 2015
Yeah.
year
That tracks.
approximately. And I'm like, okay, well, I wasn't really finding anything about like diabetes and immune system and stuff
Yeah.
like that because it was all still kind of at that time intertwined with type 2.
Right.
And I'm like, this is really odd. I took it to my doctor, and my doctor laughed and said, no, that's absolutely crazy. Because I'm like, maybe it's not related so much to the just the pancreas not creating the insulin from the beta cells anymore. What if this is actually more of the immune system is attacking the insulin the body's creating situation? Because of this observation I was
Right.
making. And my doctor at the time was just kind of laughing at me, like, no, that's absolutely impossible. Just kind of brush it off. No, 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 that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow.
I'm like, well, then explain this to me. And well, sure enough, like now we're in 2020,
Yeah.
2022. Now it's coming out that, okay, no, type 1 is actually it's an immune response disease.
Yeah.
So I was
Wow.
like,
Oh.
interesting. I was like,
Oof.
I had it written down. And it's like, hmm.
It's
So
interesting that you were journaling at the time too. Just kind of
uh,
like so you're keep taking note of all of this too.
only that was probably one of the only points in
Yeah.
times I had
That's
anything written
bizarre.
down.
Must
I'm
be
not a
for a
journaler.
reason, I guess. Yeah.
But
Oh
it was
my
just such a
god.
weird situation how it came to be, especially when I was young like that. It's that's kind of a little bit of that story.
Yeah.
My mind's going down rabbit holes.
So,
But
who was your support system at that time? Going through all that.
at the time, really didn't have one. Like
Okay.
didn't really have one. Oh, family. Family, I guess, would
Yeah.
be my biggest
Family.
support system,
Yeah.
all in all.
Parents.
Um, yep, parents, friends to help tried to keep me on track, although I
Yeah.
didn't really listen to the friends all that much. I was not a great diabetic then.
What
It's
does
always
it
a
mean to
work
be
in
a great
progress.
diabetic, though? You know, like, is anybody?
I'm sure not
That's
everybody is at every
hard.
point in time in their life. It is a
Yeah,
challenge. It is
that's
hard. Like,
hard. It's like I hear so much about we're like, I wasn't that good at, and it's of course it's serious, but it's also like, gotta give yourself some grace too. Like that is a huge change for anybody at any age.
it really is. Especially when you're 16, you already have habits formed, things like that ready to go. And then it's like
Friendships,
all
school.
stop. You're trying to put together like, okay, career aspects, and it's like, oh, that's out the window. Got to change and pivot and
Oh, what
find
kind of
all sorts of things. Yeah.
that's a good observation. Do you remember like in the time like things kind of changing for you in that way? Like you're like, "Oh, I guess I can't do that." Like did
Mhm.
it close doors for you? Like do you mind sharing some of those doors that you felt were closed to you?
Yeah. One was, of course, Air Force, military
Oh,
service. That was one because
sure.
Air Force was something that was on my brain because I love to fly planes.
Mm,
Um, and if that wasn't it, I was also looking into going into like airline pilot, going down the commercial airline route. And at the time, they'd actually just made this change. I want to say 2 years ago, if not
yeah.
3 years ago, to the FAA, where now Type 1 diabetics can fly for profit. Originally, back then, you could only fly with a private pilot's license, but you cannot fly for profit. You cannot fly as a career. The only
I did not
recreational
know that.
flight was allowed back then. So I had to pivot my career path and kind of had to basically like reset and try to figure out where I wanted to go. So
Yeah.
that was a big hurdle that I had to overcome,
Oh my
especially when I was
God.
16.
Because you were so set on it already.
Yep, yep. Already gearing toward it, was doing flying lessons, everything, and yeah, you kind of uprooted that a little bit. Had to
Oh
pivot.
man. I'm sorry to bring up a sore subject for you.
That's okay.
Um
I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah. So how switching gears, like, like looking back on that, like how were you able to switch gears slash kind of move past that? Because so many people I think would get really hung up on that and like really have a hard time moving forward. But you seem so like positive and optimistic. And so I'm wondering how you got there from here.
I've always had a bit of a positive disposition and personality and optimistic. How it took me years. Like I want to say I couldn't even I want to say probably it was even till like my mid 20s before I started getting over and moving on
Wow.
from that
Yeah.
fact. So it took several years and it wasn't definitely not something that was easy to move past.
Right. Right. Oh, no one, I haven't really talked to a lot of others during T1D Tuesday about like doors being closed. That makes a lot of sense, slash also devastating. And I could not imagine. I'm sure, I mean, obviously there are other things that happen in life that might change your trajectory or your expectations for your future. But that has to be a really tough one where up until that point, you had all but been planning on it, preparing for it, and then to have it all kind of change things around. You know, I think back on I think on one of your streams you were talking about what were, you were talking about what is the word? Oh, I can't remember, but it was so inspiring. I promise, Chad, it was so inspiring. I even made a mental note of it this morning when I knew I was interviewing you. And it just reminded me of this conversation because it just clearly you have overcome so much and had to deal with so much as a type 1 diabetic that many people might not even know about.
Yeah, I'd say everybody's story is their own, right?
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, everybody has their own challenges, everybody has their own things that they have to face. But it's at the time, I probably could have done better with picking out getting a more of a support system in place. Probably would have helped reduce the amount of time I took
sure.
lagging over the issue. Um,
Yeah.
but definitely over the last several years, and even in the last what was it, 25? 9 years ago, 8 years ago. Like, I don't know anymore. It's all blending together.
It's all blur.
But
Once you hit your
it's all a blur.
25, it's all
Oh
the
my
same.
gosh.
It doesn't
It is
matter.
all the same.
It it's
There's
all
no date
melty.
check that matters. It's
Nope.
exactly.
It's
It's
all
all the
melty.
same. So anybody in chat that's not yet 25, just know at 25, anything after that, it's just
Yeah.
check a box.
Check a box. So when you were 16,
Mhm.
How was managing your diabetes like then in terms of like tech and stuff? And where are you at now? Like how has it evolved at all? Are you using similar like injections or using devices? How has that gone for you?
Oh, it's evolved leaps and bounds.
Oh, good.
I was doing when I was 16, of course, the old school method of I'm gonna call it sword and board stabbing, stabbing and grabbing, with the insulin shots, needles pricking with your fingers all the time when
Sure.
when you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Um, Now, of course, I got my CGM, Dexcom
Nice.
G6, and I got my Omnipod 5 insulin pump right here. So there's such a world of difference.
Yeah. When did you get
Me,
those?
I got these in April of 2023 is when I
Wow.
started with both of these.
Around your
I
like
was
streaming journey.
Yep, it was roughly right around the same time as
Wow.
I had a DKA incident in April of 2023. That's like, okay, got
Oh.
to get a little bit more serious about this, and it kind of kicked the mind in gear. And I was like, okay, got to get a CGM. Need to figure out where I'm at. And I've been holding off on at that time. I was holding off on getting an insulin pump because I was watching very closely Horizon Omnipod.
Mm.
I think Insulet is it? It's Insulet now. Yeah. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching them very closely because I knew for the past year and a half prior to that point that they were working on developing an Omnipod that was wireless and would
Oh,
actually
sure.
communicate with the continuous glucose monitor, the
Yeah.
CGM.
Yeah.
So I was watching them, like I was checking in. I was even sending them messages, emails, calling them like, "Hey,
Do you know? Yeah.
y'all have been waiting
ETA?
for the FDA to approve this thing for like 7 months. What's the deal? Come on."
Yeah.
And it's like, finally, they released it. It was originally going to be called the Omnipod Horizon, and they
Okay.
changed it to Omnipod 5. So that's what I'm using now. And they finally released that.
Nice.
Got on board, got that, and I absolutely love it. It makes management a whole lot easier.
Yeah. Have
My
you had any other DKA you don't
No,
mind sharing? Okay, good.
no.
That's relief.
Once is more than enough. If anybody
It
is
was
talking about
just once
diabetes
that
in
you had
chat,
one?
then only once, and that was
Wow.
more than enough.
Yeah.
Uh, if anybody in chat, don't get to that point. Don't. Just don't.
What you can. Yeah.
It's not fun.
So, I mean, thinking about your devices and stuff, like how
Yeah.
has that played into your overall like health and management? And especially too now that you're a dad, right? Like there's so many pieces that you're having to manage with your baby on top of your own health. Like how do you balance that? Are there tools and other resources that you use?
Luckily, my wife is amazing. So
Yay! We love the moms and the wives. Yes.
my wife is absolutely amazing. Like she helps
Yeah.
out so much, and she also helps me stay focused and keep track in my own
Yeah.
mind too.
How long have you
As
been
it
together?
We've been together for seven
So
years,
she's
married.
very familiar with your T1D.
Yes, we got married in 2019, and we met shortly before that. Well, 2 years before that. So yeah, yeah.
Wow. So she knows she gets type 1. Was she familiar with type 1 before she met you?
She knew of it. She knew about it a little bit, but I know she did a lot of research. Like, it's
Oh,
absolutely incredible. Like, she did research on it, and she's really been a big inspirational factor for me to stay on top of things and to help
oh,
and try to keep things on track. Because like I slip up from time to time,
yeah.
but she definitely helps keep me grounded, if you will.
I love that.
But in terms of like managing along with other health, I mean, it's always a challenge because it's more
Yeah.
steps during the day, the morning, the evening, the nights, than throughout the day that you
Yeah.
have to keep track of or want to be able to check. Luckily, the CGM makes it like so much easier.
Right.
Now it's just quickly checking on the phone versus having to stab myself in the finger or having to excuse myself away from a work meeting or what have you.
Yeah.
And it just makes it makes life so much easier. Like me, I'm statistically minded in the brain, so it's like seeing the stats and seeing where they're trending over the 1, 2, 3, 6, 24 hour marks and being able to see that information in every five
Mm,
minutes in real time is just huge. Plus, then
huge.
I get to really watch how badly I'm kicking myself in the butt for eating a slice of pizza at the
All goes back to
45-minute
pizza.
mark and then the 3 hour mark. It always goes back to food. It's always back to food,
It's
Monique.
food. Food is everything. I
It
was
is.
thinking about how you were saying, your wife helps you and everything. And how, obviously having like a newborn, a lot of things change, including your sleep. Has some of like your schedule and stuff affected your levels and things that you've noticed? Like, because you're always looking at the data.
Yes. So it definitely does. Lack of sleep does play a factor in the body because I notice that when I get stressed, my sugar tends to creep
Mm.
up. If I'm not feeling good, my sugar tends to creep up. Like I was sick last week, my sugars went over 400. It's like, ugh, it's horrible.
Oof.
But it was rough. It was rough. But like those are the kinds of things that definitely have an impact to the sugars. So it's always a balancing act because every phase of life, especially for her, because she's only 10 months old. Still amazing, weird saying that I have a 10-month-old out loud.
Yeah.
But I love it. Wouldn't trade it for the world. But like as she grows and as she evolves, I have to try to find a way to evolve and adapt my own schedule and taking care of myself, making sure I take the medications I need to take, checking my blood sugars, making sure I'm staying on top of that as well, because she's number one priority, and I got to just make sure I can pivot and work around her schedule, which could change week to week depending on what's going on with her. So it's definitely a challenge. It's hard.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well said, though. I love that. You're a great girl dad. Your world revolves around her. Like, oh my God, I'm going to cry. What are you
I
doing to
know.
me?
She had me wrapped around her finger since May of last year.
All right, I gotta pull it together. um, does she? So obviously, babies are grabby. Um,
Yeah.
does she try to grab at that stuff? Like, have you also thought about like what you're gonna tell her when she keeps growing up? Like, why daddy has these things?
This is how daddy lives.
Yeah. Do you want daddy around?
So yeah, I have a niece and nephew that are both 7 and 8, 6 and 7.
Oh,
They just
okay.
they did their birthdays recently, but
Yeah.
like they're grabby and they're like, oh, what's this? What's this? And I tell them. So I have a little bit of practice in that area of saying, oh,
That's
this
nice.
helps me make sure my blood sugar's doing okay. If not, I could feel very sick and be kind of like off personality or something. And this
Yeah.
helps keep my blood sugar in check, helps keep it in control. But my 10-month-old, obviously, she doesn't quite understand all
Of
that just
course.
yet.
Of
But
course.
she loves to grab. She does love to grab, and luckily, she has not yet been able to rip something off.
That's good.
Um, luckily, I'm pretty good at maneuvering my arms around in ways that she can't get them
There you
because
go.
I keep them on my arms pretty much almost exclusively.
Yeah.
Uh, but I use Skin Tack is an amazing
Mm.
thing. If anybody doesn't use Skin Tack, highly recommend it for especially for insulin pump or even for the CGM. Like I have one of those wrap things around it as well
Right.
to keep
Yeah.
this in place. But I put Skin Tack on up underneath it. One, it's hot in Florida, it's muggy in Florida, it's horrible in
Sure.
Florida. So it's lots of sweat all the time. It helps keep everything in place, but also if I bump it, pull on it, something like that, it's really not going to go anywhere very easily. I really feel it like it's ripping my flesh off of me as a
Oh God.
if she
Yeah.
able to get enough strength to pull that thing
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So
That's
Skin
nice
Tack
that
is
you've
great.
had some preparation for how to like explain it um and all of that
Yeah.
too. Are you considering getting your daughter screened for type 1?
That's a conversation we have to have. Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish it upon her or
Of
anybody in the
course not.
world, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's something we'd probably be. It's something that is definitely in the concern part of our brain.
Yeah, I bet.
So,
I could only imagine. The nice part though is about, screening now that there are treatments that can help delay onset. So if unfortunately
for
she
sure,
does have it, teplizumab and some of the others can help delay onset. It's huge. Not
that is
have those in
huge.
a few. So obviously you have a lot going on right now. We could say that. Um, what is your like biggest fear in dealing with all of these pieces of your life right now that when it comes to being a type 1 diabetic, like related to your diabetes specifically? Is it anything to do with how things have been impacting your other pieces of your life? Or what is it for you? What does it look like?
My biggest fear, you're gonna get me emotional on this one. Um,
No.
my biggest fear is not taking care of myself in a way that I can't help my daughter as she gets older.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to make you cry. Oh my God. Moving on. Moving on.
it's okay.
Quick,
It's okay.
quick.
I don't mind.
Pivot.
It's okay. But
Pivot.
that's honestly what my biggest fear is. So it's
Yeah.
like I want to make sure that I am doing what I need to do the
Mm,
best I can so I can be there for her.
yeah.
So because Yeah, there's so many different things, so many different variables that are out there,
Yeah.
um, that could impact things. But I want to. That's my fear. That's my fear.
Yeah. Oh, you are a fantastic dad. Holy moly. So, earlier you were talking about how you maybe weren't managing your diabetes the best when you were younger. How would you define that success? Like, what makes it successful for you managing type 1? Like, when do you feel like you're doing a good job?
I feel like I'm doing a good job. Doing a good job. Um, when my CGM doesn't yell at me in a day.
When the tech is quiet.
When the tech is quiet, it's a nice, good day. That's kind of like my one of my driving factors there. If we put a number to it, having the A1C at 7 or lesser is always the target goal
7.
in
Okay.
mind. But yeah, one of my success factors is if my technology is not yelling at me during the
Yeah.
day, I'm having a good day.
Um, that 7 number, is that seem to be something that you really can achieve, or was it like just set by your endo?
It's set by the endo. It
Yeah,
is achievable.
people.
It's hard to get there, especially on a
Okay.
pizza diet. So yeah, back to the food.
Speaking of, obviously, do you put pineapple on your pizza then? Because you
Oh,
like
absolutely.
pineapple. So you're a pineapple all around guy.
Hawaiian pizza. Yeah, Hawaiian pizza. So that's pineapple and ham.
What do you find to be the most annoying misconception about type 1 diabetes?
The most annoying part of the type 1 diabetes is exactly that, the food.
Mm.
Like, no, you can't have that. You can't have that. You can't have that. I'm like, listen, listen, listen. If you're at a party and you're not sure what food is good, ask a type 1 diabetic. My nose will tell you what is the best thing on that table without me even being there.
Why is that? Your nose?
My nose, I can smell it. I can smell what's good.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. I understand now.
I always joke, if you have a dessert table and you're not sure what to try, that just ask me. It's like my nose will tell you. I will smell,
Like a
even if I'm not
superpower.
near it. Like it's just like a superpower. Type 1 diabetes is like a superpower sometimes in that aspect. But it's a whole no, you absolutely cannot have that because you're type 1 diabetic thing.
Yeah,
That's probably the biggest thing that gets under my skin a little bit. It's like, no, I can. I just have to make sure I compensate and bolus right for it. And
right.
if I don't, then I'm going to be bolusing to correct it later on.
Gotta be. I think that would be the most annoying part for me. I am not a type 1 diabetic, but I have many friends that are, and that would be the most annoying part for me too. So I totally am with
Mhm.
you on that. Shifting gears a little bit, obviously, you are a part of our community. You're already type 1 ambassador, live streamer, charity streaming. I know obviously it's taken a little bit of a backseat with being a dad, and you've been trying to get back into it, right? We were talking about our OBS resetting things as one does when you're a pro streamer. Um, what kind of games do you like to play? Like, what can people expect from your channel when you get
Oh
back
my
into
gosh.
streaming?
I've dropped a couple references throughout our conversation already.
Mhm.
Helldivers is
Yes,
one of the
everyone
big
is playing
ones.
that right now.
Oh, I've been playing it for yeah, since
I
Helldivers 2
know.
pretty much released. I
I
love
mean,
it.
you're
They
a
gave me so much.
trendsetter, but all of the other people are jumping on the bandwagon.
Hey, that's okay. More people for democracy. It's a
Yeah,
good thing.
yeah, yeah,
We need more bodies for the cause.
yeah.
I play us other games. Like I play like Battlefield 6 is another one that I'm really excited for and it's going to come out in
Ooh,
October.
okay.
I got to play a little bit of that the open beta recently and
Yes.
it's exciting. So I do a lot of first person shooters. I do enjoy RPGs. Favorite franchise is still Fallout. Fallout is by far my favorite
Fallout.
RPG. Yeah.
Okay. What makes Fallout your favorite? What do you like about it?
I like the post-apocalyptic kind of timeline, but I also kind of like the retro feel to all the technology and the graphics and the
Mm.
artwork and stuff like that. It's just a
Mhm.
lot of fun. Plus all the little Easter eggs that Bethesda has placed throughout the game too.
Oh,
Like
sure.
in Fallout 4, I believe it's Fallout 4. There's little teddy bears all over the place,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that each one has a different outfit on, doing something different. Like there was one sitting in a toilet stall in some broken down building reading a newspaper. There's one sitting in a bus driver's
Yeah,
seat with a little
yeah.
bus
All
driver
the
cap
little
and stuff.
detail.
So there's little Easter eggs like that are all over that are kind of that it just makes me chuckle.
I
Um,
love that.
I also do like a lot of random nonsense games too. I'll try to hit pretty much anything once.
Yeah,
But I do a variety of types of games. But Helldivers and Battlefield have pretty much been my top
your
picks so
go-to.
far. Yeah.
What's your favorite Battlefield franchise?
Battlefield franchise of the games, all the
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
My favorite one to date, I would have to say, is Battlefield 4. Uh, I also did enjoy Battlefield 1942 Desert Combat mod way back in the day.
If there was like a couple words you could describe your community as, like your stream, your channel, like what words would those be?
I'd say I try to keep my channel, my community positive, upbeat, hype, and just uplifting.
No, you
Uh,
seem you're a really negative person. That doesn't make sense at all. Like
oh,
you're not
absolutely,
positive.
it's horrible. It's dark in
Brutal.
there. It's depressing. It's like you just really want to go see a therapist after my streams.
I would agree with that actually with what you said about positive, uplifting. It's a lot of fun. If there is one thing that you could say to your younger self, 16, newly diagnosed with type 1, what would you say knowing everything you know now?
That is a good question to ask. I don't believe in living with regret. So I would say, don't live with regret, but focus on doing the right things, especially when it comes down to like just watching the blood sugars. Like check your blood sugar when you're supposed to. That would be my biggest thing is like check your blood sugar when and how you're supposed to, and just stay on top of it versus ignoring that aspect. But still, same message. I don't regret anything.
I love that. Somebody
So.
said like when they were younger, it was like ignoring it almost made it go away, but it obviously never went away.
Mhm.
And that must be really tough to handle too. So I love that your message is like it's not going to go away, so just like pay attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if my younger self happens to be listening to this right now, in case someone invents time
Oh
machine in the
God, don't
near
do that to
future.
me right now. My brain can't handle that right now. Thought of that. I don't want that. I don't want another version of me. No one needs that. No one needs that. Mm-mm.
If I'm watching, do it. That way you can see the chat with your eyes versus you having to lean back and forth a little bit.
That's so relatable too. Ah,
Struggle is
everything's
real.
going downhill. It's all
Welcome to
going
my
downhill.
30s.
I know. Oh my God.
So
My
25, everything mushes together. 30s, everything starts to crumble.
yep.
And I'm approaching 40s, it's just gonna be like, eh.
Right. I
I
want to
don't
be
know.
comfortable, go to bed
I don't know.
early, eat my food in
Exactly.
peace. Thank you.
Eat my pizza and my ice cream and watch Star Wars. That's it. That's it.
So, thinking about your type 1 diabetes, and obviously you talked about how, even from your management point of view, a lot has changed.
Mhm.
What gives you hope now? I know you've been really tuned in on research, but I'm curious what gives you hope?
Just seeing some of the human trials come out of the
Hmm.
VXA80 piece, how they had, 12 human trials last year, 11 of which were successful, and
Yep.
they've expanded out to what, 36, I think I've read.
Hmm.
So
You're
that's really
well read
exciting
on
news.
this. Yay.
I took some time.
I love
I've
it.
done homework.
I love
And
it.
this was as of a couple months ago.
Yep.
And then I saw another article as well recently where they had beta cell transplants on a pancreas,
Hmm.
not a full pancreas transplant, but the cell transplant,
Yep.
where they did a little bit of gene therapy on those things, and
The
the first
CRISPRs.
person is no longer having to do external insulin.
Yeah.
So, and all of this is happening within the last year and a half. Like the
Faults. Yeah.
3 years ago, if you asked, it's like, we're hoping for the next generation might have a cure. The fact that things are advancing so quickly could mean that it's possible. It's possible to have a cure within the
In
next
your
decade.
lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah, which would be absolutely incredible. I know the first thing I would do. I'm gonna go get some ice cream.
I was just gonna ask what's the first thing you would do. You took that from me. You
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your
want to
question
switch
there.
the interview up?
Sure. What about
You're
you?
in
What would
charge.
you do?
I don't
Oh,
have
oh,
type 1.
you're not typing. Fair.
Yeah. Bummer, but also like we always say like it's a bummer to be a part of the club, but like this is also such an awesome group of people, you know?
Hmm.
It's like one of the good things that comes from it for some people. And
Yes.
I love that part of this, I think. Obviously you talked a lot about you talked a little bit about like your support system, your wife and all of that. This is like kind of a can be a support system for people that maybe don't necessarily have that too.
Hmm.
Um and community is just such a big part of that.
And that's another thing too that I found as well while streaming. And this is something kind of like
Mm.
a
Mm.
something that I came across that I did not even that I didn't really even think of or realize or think about it too much when I started streaming.
Yeah.
Uh, the support system, the community groups. like Bearded Legend, Krillin, like
Hmm.
a couple of the other guys and other people that are ambassadors with Breakthrough T1D, or even just random streamers out there that I happen to come across that are
Yeah.
also diabetic too. Like it's just incredible to hear some of their stories, and it was a unintended happy consequence of starting
Yep.
to stream is to be able to branch out and get to know people just within the community, and it is a great support system too. So, and I like even on my stream, like I talk about my diabetes all the time. Like I'll change out my insulin pod and everything on live
Yeah.
on stream too, because it's like, hey, yeah, I want to see what happens.
This is real
Stab!
time happening. Yeah.
It's like, oh, that one hit a nerve. And you see me fall
Ow.
over a little bit.
Oh
It's
God.
have a little fun with it.
Having a little
It's
sympathetic pain right now.
it's a little incredible. It's a lot of fun. It's incredible to see the kind of support that coming from the online community as well.
Yeah.
But also like Facebook groups have a lot of good support systems too. Like
I
I
was gonna ask if
enjoy.
there are other places you go. Like, I feel
I'm
like
stealing your
it's
questions
kind of
again.
across. I know. I mean, I don't know. You don't even need me here. Like, just have you. Do you have access to my doc? Is that what you're looking at? Um, I was gonna ask where kind of you go for support. So that's a good recommendation. I've heard Facebook groups before. You know, there are some like influencers, lifestyle people, and then
Hmm. Yeah.
what I've noticed though about this community is a lot of you really take it upon yourself to stay up to date on like everything. And I would agree with that. Whereas like with some others, different autoimmune diseases and things, like maybe they're not as up to date on what's coming down the pipeline and advocacy research and things that they can be doing. And so my question for you then is, because you are so up to date, how do you balance like having to live with type 1 diabetes and absorb all the information about type 1 diabetes and then stream for type 1 diabetes awareness? Do you get burnout from that? And like, how do you manage that?
Oh, it is possible to get burned out from all that. It does happen from time to time. It does come across my face from time to time. So the last 10 months, while my daughter has been growing up, is
Yeah.
growing up, has been a good breakaway. But I still keep
Yeah.
track of things. Like my mind is always working. It's always going. It's always thinking of, okay, what's about the next step? Uh, so I look at it like a little bit more of like a challenge. Like I want to stay on top of it because I have goals. Those goals, like I said, my fear is not being able to take care of my daughter. But these all fall in line with that goal. So it's like I'm not going to drop that. I'm not going to abandon that. I'm going to keep pushing for that. But I guess the project mentality approach and the just the excitement of seeing the progress towards something that's achievable to help my overall goal
Mhm.
is, I guess, inspiration enough for me not to get fully burnt out on something.
Right.
It's kind of like a revitalization, if you will.
More
Like, so
inspiring.
exactly. It
Mhm.
revitalizes my drive to continue pushing forward. And it's like even when I'm streaming, if I'm feeling like a little burnout or something like that, it's like, okay, you know what? I've streamed for an hour or something like that.
Let's
I'm gonna
call
call a
it.
night, take a break. Let's call it. Because I don't want to hit that. I don't like hitting that point of burnout. But also when I interact with people, when people come in and join in and just start talking with me, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm here talking with them. They tell me their stuff. Like I'm always an open ear and open shoulder as well. So if anybody wants to reach out and just
Chat.
chat, anybody
Aw.
can. So like I try to keep everything on the positive, like I said, but first and foremost, I like making friends.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to approach it too. Like one thing I've learned, this is even career wise too, Dave's moment of knowledge. Um, is like if you're just chasing like the dollars or something like that, you're gonna get burnt out. You
Right.
have to do it for
The
other things. You have
numbers.
to enjoy
Yeah.
it, and if you're not enjoying it, then change it up.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I approach. That's kind of my I guess my long-winded answer for that question.
I love that though. That is all really good. This is Wisdom Hour with Dave. Yes, it is. Gosh, that was such a great conversation. Thank you so much, Dave.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be
Um,
here. It's fun.
yeah, thanks for being a part of all that we do here, obviously at Breakthrough T1D and beyond, and being such a great advocate and support. Thank you all as well for being here, chat. Another T1D Tuesday in the books, iconic as always.